Hi, Leanne. I'm Kelly Parkman. I'm sending a video with your initial review because your situation takes a little extra explanation now that I've done the research. And you're VIP because yeah, you know Lee and your mom and through Karen, etc. I'm going to take some extra steps here to make sure that you're really comfortable with what all of this stuff means to you, because getting a loan today is not like the last time you got a loan. And I have a feeling you're well aware of that. So here's what it boils out to. Attached to here is your review, all the numbers and stuff. And it's pretty basic and it's crystal clear. We need to get you into a different loan if at all possible. So our first hurdle that we were talking about, the value. I've included a market price opinion in here, and we've got a red flag waving big time that the average, especially the 3-month average of what's happening in your neck of the woods, is like $150,000 average for a home like yours. And this report is attached. You'll be able to look at it. If we go back 6 months, we only get to about 174 average. And 6 months really isn't even allowed right now. However, in October, there were 2 homes that were a whole lot closer in age to yours than the other 6 that are available as comparables. And that does carry some weight. So you could said another way, you could make a case for saying those 2 properties carry most of the weight in representing what yours is worth, etc. So typically, I tell someone, hey, you're upside down, you got to go down the loan modification path. But I'm not doing that with you, but we've got a big old red flag waving in that regard. The second thing is about income. Sat here and kind of ran the numbers based on a new payment and your debt the way it is now, the car payment being the killer, and then the other credit cards, etc. That means we need to see bottom line gross taxable income around $55,000 to $60,000. And that can be through the coffee card and the support, etc. But that's the number it needs to hit. Almost $5,000 a month is what that is before taxes. So I would have to look at your tax returns. I don't expect you to know how to come up with the formula that we're going to do for your income, but it's a concern because we clearly saw about 3,000. Plus, there's probably some dividends from your company, etc. That might be $3,500 or even $4,000 actual income per month, but that's short of the almost 5. So we've got 2 real red flags waving there. Your credit, I think we're going to be okay on that. We've not checked your credit yet, but I think we're okay there. So that's the hurdles. I'm including the report because if your home is worth about 210 or so, you could do the loan that's proposed on there, an FHA zero closing cost program. I'll go into more details about it. We'll show you other options, etc. But this just answers the immediate question. Yeah, you could save a lot of money. If we don't clear that hurdle right away because of whatever reason, loan modification is the next avenue that you have. And we mentioned that on the phone. Loan modification sucks. And that's the only polite way to put it. It is a nasty little negotiation with your current lender. It is not a refinance. It accomplishes the same thing without the process. That's the critical part. So you're going to have to contact Litton and ask for a modification package. They probably have it right on their website. You turn in a bunch of financials, just like you would have to turn in for me, same thing, and negotiate a new rate, payment, etc. And here's the trick with modifications. Mostly all across the country, they haven't worked. Very few of them get done, and those that get done default almost right away. So it's just this nasty little process. That's all I can define it as. But what we do know now that modifications have been happening for a little bit over a year is almost blanket, never say never, but almost entirely only people who have fallen behind on their payments can successfully get a modification done. There are exceptions to that, but they're so few and far between, it's just almost pointless to even discuss. And that's the spot that you're in. Do you need to let your credit go bad? Start falling behind on payments to them in order to get them to reduce the payment? Because it's like if they're going to suffer, they're going to take a loss if they lower the interest rate and change your payment, then they aren't going to do that unless you take some sort of hit too. And that's your credit, is what that boils out to. So you got to think about that. If you were already behind, I would just tell you skip the refinance idea altogether and talk to Litton directly. So I'm hoping this all kind of makes sense. I'm expecting to hear from you when you've had a chance to look at this and can make some notes, etc. Then we'll go over it together on the phone as well and just kind of walk you through those steps. I just don't want you going down a path that's absolutely pointless and you've got a tough spot. The refinance has a low probability right now. Clearing the hurdle, if you will, about the value and then the hurdle about the income. So we're in the 50% range or less that's going to come to pass and we clear those hurdles. And you're probably less than 50% of getting a successful modification done without, messing with your credit. So you have some decisions to make as well. Go through this material, make some notes, give a jingle on Wednesday or Thursday when you have a chance, and we'll go from there. Thanks.